Guys, Crystal Thompson here for Unity. Today we are doing some Distress ink watercolor using the Changed Can Be Beautiful September Unity Sentiment Kit from 2019. We're going to be using the beautiful little leaves and we're going to be doing some watercolor. We're going to do some stamping and then do watercolor. So it's going to be super easy way to make very easy, clean and simple cards. And then for the sentiment, Thanksgiving wishes for a blessed year. It's a beautiful stamp set and I can't wait to use it. And we're going to be using the Altenew Espresso. So for our Distress Oxide inks, we're using Fired Brick, Wild Honey, Peeled Paint, and Spice Marmalade. And you're going to be needing a water brush and another acrylic block or a piece of acetate to start with your watercoloring. All right, so I have a piece of craft cardstock and then I have a piece of white normal cardstock. This is Nina 110 pound. We're going to set that craft aside and we're going to begin our stamping. So this is another way to get the most out of your ink. So we're going to begin with inking up this beautiful leaf. And I feel like the most realistic stamping is when you use multicolored. So with it being fall, we are going to ink up the edges. And I'm dreaming of fall, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's about to snow here. We're supposed to get dumped. And, you know, what else we're going to do? We're going to pretend that we get fall for a little longer. Okay, so as you can see, you have this really pretty different color of inks going on here. So we're going to move on to the next one, which is going to be Peeled Paint. And then we're just going to ink that up. And if you have smaller Distress Oxides or just normal Distress inks, that works too. These are both, you can totally do some watercoloring on both of these. And see how pretty that turned out? And you just get a very nice variation of colors when you do this. Even though you're using the same 3 stamps, they'll look just a little bit different. We are going to leave a space there for the sentiment. And then we're going to use the corner. Let me zoom that in just for you a little bit. We're going to use the corner of the ink pad to get that color. Come around and get the other corner. And don't worry about the surface. I can actually wipe down my surface, but if you can't wipe down your surface, be used to use some printer paper. That's usually the best way to go, and then you can just reuse it. And then we're going to do 3 colors on this one. And we're going to repeat the whole thing all the way around. All right, guys, so we are all done with the stamping. We've done it all the way around. And I wanted to let you know that Distress Oxides or any other ink is going to be water-based. So what it allows us to do is to watercolor with them. So using our acrylic block, we are going to stamp some of the colors onto this. And when we're doing some of the watercolor, be sure not to use a ton of water. And the reason why is that it's going to react with this and you might end up losing your shape. So we want to be very gentle with how much water we squeeze out of our water brush, and then how hard and how harsh we are brushing on our ink color. All right, so I have this ready to go, and we're just going to grab this beautiful peeled paint, and I'm just going to bring the color up. And like I said, this is not watercolor cardstock, so it's going to react just a little bit different. It's not going to quite allow you to move the color as much as watercolor cardstock. It's just going to kind of like soak it in. So very gentle strokes. As you can see, it doesn't allow you to move the color quite like a watercolor cardstock would. But as you can see, my brush is clean now, and just by grabbing the water from the edge of the stamp image creates that little different look. So this one had a little bit of red stamped on the edge, hence why it's grabbing that. I'm going to grab more of this. And so we are going to repeat this process of grabbing these different fall colors and coloring the entire image. And it's just a very easy way to create a fall card. All right, guys, so I finished watercoloring the whole thing, and like I said, super easy, just grabbing the same colors. And once it dries, it really does change the way it looks. And then I did a little bit of the flicker, and now we're ready to assemble our card. So I have a piece of the craft cardstock, and I'm going to center this. So I did trim the white cardstock to be just 1/4 of an inch smaller than the background, and it just creates a really nice and really pretty fall foliage theme. Then we're going to bring in the sentiment from the Change Can Be Beautiful, and it says Happy Thanksgiving, wishes for a blessed year, which is just absolutely really pretty, and the font on this is stunning. And I am inking it up with the Espresso from Altenew, so you can use whatever brown color ink you have in your craft stash. And I'm going to just stamp this down. And now it is ready. Now you can embellish it. I'm actually going to leave it just like this. I like the solid. I don't have to pay extra shipment for it. And it's ready to go. That does it, guys. Thank you so much. This is Crystal Thompson for Unity Stamp Company with today's color combos using a fall theme. Have an amazing day.